Alright, we're going to go ahead and take this hub bearing off of this 98 Jeep TJ Wrangler. It's got two brand new hubs on it. Everything in this front end is new. I mean, calipers. The only thing that isn't new are the brake rotors. Tie rods, ball joints, calipers, hoses, shoes, wheel bearings, carrier bearings, inside axle seals, pinion bearings. I had a funny noise, you know, after I put that new drive shaft on. I went ahead and took it loose, jacked it up, and you could actually push this tire. It wobbled in and out. The other side wasn't as bad, but it's still bad. These bearings are bad. Ridden 1,000 miles on these bearings. What I tell everybody, if you work on the car yourself, you can afford to buy cheap parts. If you're paying somebody to do it, don't buy cheap parts because you're going to pay them twice. You know, if you work on it yourself, well, you just get good at working on it. So I went and bought the cheap one, saved me about $80, $90 for the pair, and here we go. So I went ahead and drained the fluid, you know, because I'd rebuilt this thing. What was that? Oh. I went ahead and rebuilt that front end, so I went ahead and drained the fluid just to see what it looked like. It's all good and clear. No shiny metal flakes, no glitter. So I'm going to do this in real time. Les taking the tire off, and this castle lock that goes on the axle nut. Okay, it's got a little wafer washer. So you put the wafer washer on, and what that does is it keeps that little this thing from rattling. Because all it is a cotter pin. I'm going to do this in real time. This is all the tools you need. A 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter 12 point. It's got to be 12 point. 10 millimeter or 12 millimeter, whichever your caliper bolts are. Impact. You don't need an impact, but I've got one. I'm going to use it. This is an 1 7/16 or 36 millimeter for the axle nut. That'll be the hardest thing to take loose if you haven't had it loose before. A regular screwdriver. I'm going to use my little impact because I have it. So I'm going to go ahead and prop you up. You might not be able to see everything the greatest, but you'll get the gist of what I'm doing, and I'll kind of talk you through it. And I'm just going to leave this run. So the first thing you want to do is stick your screwdriver in this caliper, and you want to relieve the pressure on it because you're going to that's all you need to do. See, it's loose because you're going to pull it off. You're not going to take the brake shoes out unless you're going to replace them, and then you're going to put it back on after you're done. The problem you have with a bad wheel bearing is when you squeeze the brakes, it squeezes a shoe up against the brake rotor. Well, when you have a bad wheel bearing, that brake rotor is going to want to wobble in between them brake shoes and push them back out. So when you put your foot on a brake, your brake pedal is not going to be hard and at the top like it's supposed to be, because you have to take up the gap that the wobble had put in the brake shoes. You see how that's loose? A bad wheel bearing will do that. So now you have to put your foot on the brake and fill this back up with fluid before you get a hard pedal. Warped brake rotors will do the same thing. My brake rotors aren't warped. I've turned these. These are good pads. Don't ever buy the cheap $20 pads. Spend the money, buy the good ones. You ever see people drive down the road got black wheels because of all the brake dust? Because those are cheap brake shoes. Cheap brake shoes squeal. They have a soft pedal. They don't stop very well. Good brake shoes should have a good pedal and a good grip right out of the box. So here's what we're going to take the caliper off first. Like I said, you don't need air tools or none of that. I have them, so I'm going to use them. Okay? So I'm going to prop that up here. Make sure you don't let that hang. It's hard on the brake rotor. The brake rotor just comes right off. We're going to take the axle nut off. It should come pretty easy. It's going to get really loud here for just a second. That's it for that. There's a big washer under there. You'll get that. Sometimes you can spin it counterclockwise. You can get that later. Okay. Now, for the 13 millimeters, there's 3 of them. They're 12 point. You can see I'm pointing at them. They go through the spindle and hold the bearing to the spindle. Okay, I'm just going to break them loose with this. Like I said, you should have anti-seized these when you put it back together. Well, kind of hard to use a wobble here. There's one of them. You can see they're 12 point. Half of 13 will work. I like that little wobble socket I have there. Works pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and turn the wheel so I can get the one in the front. I mean, I've even gone so far as putting a new gearbox on this truck, new hoses, new pump, everything. I've got a lot of money in this poor damn Jeep. You know, people that had it before me were pretty hard on it. Okay. And then, just take your hammer. That's it. That's real time. Okay? Remember how that goes? Because it's the, now you see I whacked that with the hammer and kind of tweaked it a little bit right there. We'll straighten that up so it doesn't rub on the brake rotor. And then we go to put it back together. And then, yeah, I want you to listen. That shouldn't be that noisy. You hear it when you drop it on the ground, it clanks. That's probably the clicking noise and growling I heard. There you go, that's real time.